Hey everybody, Scott here. I had a really good customer service experience recently, and I want you to know about it because there is a video on this channel in which I talk about the Osprey Talon 22 hiking backpack and how I've made that my primary photo backpack over the last many years. So, just for context, I bought this pack about 9 to 10 years ago. The reason I bought it was for our first trips into the US national parks, for camping, for hiking, for climbing. I needed a day pack with a hydration system that I could also use to store my photography gear securely in. Through a combination of various extra bags and clips, I wound up with a Tenba insert to protect my gear. I wound up with the peak capture clip so I could wear the camera on my chest. And this 22-liter bag has been with me tens of thousands of miles all across the US, plane trips, driving trips, hiking trips, every element that you could expose it to. It was a fantastic pack. And so I talked about this pack and my hiking setup in general. And I want to add an important addendum to this video. At the time, I didn't realize it was a larger issue that other people had dealt with. It was something I was just sort of putting up with. And so there is a weather-resistant layer, it almost feels like plastic, on the inside of the pack that's supposed to basically be a water barrier if you're caught in a rainstorm, so the inside of your pack doesn't get soaked. Well, the inside of my pack was completely delaminating, and I've had this pack exposed to, all sorts of extremes, but generally not exposed to water. It's been exposed to very high heats for a long time, but I've never put it away damp. I've never just soaked it to the core. But anyways, this interior lining was degrading. And so I Googled it. I looked on Reddit, looked on forums to see what folks were doing about it, if it was a way it could be repaired or replaced. And there's a lot of people out there talking about their Osprey packs just delaminating. Now, on the internet, there is advice that you can just throw your pack into a washing machine and it'll remove the gunk from the inside of your pack. And you can waterproof the outside of your pack after this, but you lose that protection layer on the inside of the pack. But you get to keep the pack. And I didn't want to do this for two reasons. One, I'm a little concerned about filling my washing machine with this sticky gunk. I don't want it to get into the hard to reach or impossible to reach innards of my washing machine. And two, Osprey has a lifetime guarantee for any reason. And a lot of companies have on paper warranties like this. And so I Googled, how does Osprey handle this delamination issue? Because obviously other people are running into it. Lots of folks said, oh, well, they wouldn't replace mine. They wouldn't even look at it. They said that's not covered under their, unlimited lifetime guarantee, which I thought was a little bit BS. Some people said, oh, I sent it in and it took 6 months from the time that they received the pack to the time I got a response back saying, hey, here are your options. And in no cases did anyone really report that the packs were fixable. Osprey will try to fix your pack first. And that's one thing I really like about them is that they don't want to contribute waste into the world. So if it's a busted zipper or some busted fabric, they'll replace the panel or the zipper or the part that needs to be fixed, and they'll send you your fully functional pack back. I like that a lot. But no one was reporting that they were doing that for this particular issue. So I thought, what's the worst that could happen? I'm not going on a trip for a little bit. I can be without my pack for a little bit. I have a second backpack that I can take, even though it's not ideal. And Osprey said, sure, send it in. We'll take a look at it. They just needed a couple of photos, and it was on me to ship it. So I paid $15 to get my pack to them. Within 12 calendar days of the time that I shipped the pack to them, I had a brand new Talon 22 backpack at my door. I get an email and it says, hey, we've got several colors in stock. Why don't you go pick one that you like? So I picked gray. 12 calendar days to get a completely new backpack. They said the first one wasn't repairable. I wasn't shocked by that. And it did make me a bit sad because functionally, there was really nothing else wrong with that pack short of a few little scuffs and tears. I would have happily taken that pack back and used it for many more years. But I do think this is a little bit of a manufacturer glitch on their part. Maybe some subpar materials were used, and they are absolutely standing behind their product, at least in my experience. This is so rare in this day and age to have a company, one, trying to reduce waste in the way that Osprey is, and two, a company that will unconditionally stand behind their product. Now, there may be issues to packs, there may be abuse that they will not cover. I can't say. All right. All I can say is there was a clear manufacturing defect that arose only after 8 years of ownership. And I put up with it for another year to the point where it was getting pretty bad. It was sloughing off every time I would, pull something out of the bag and push that Tenba in. It would come off with some of that sticky stuff on it. And so the bag itself was literally becoming a bit unusable without making my life difficult. I didn't want that stuff anywhere near my camera. So this is just me saying, one, don't believe everything you read on the internet. If I had believed what I read on the internet about Osprey, I would have assumed I would be out a pack all summer long, that they would get it and they'd give me the runaround about how they weren't going to cover my issue. Or I could have thrown it in my washing machine and possibly messed my washing machine up, just taking some internet advice. So I decided I'm going to find out for myself. I want firsthand data. I'll contact them and we'll see what they say and we'll take it from there. And it didn't have to go any further because they sent me a brand new pack. Thank you to Osprey. This is exemplary customer service. This is putting a tag on a product that says, we stand behind this thing 1000%, and just let us know if we can help. And I did, and they did. That is what customer service should be. So I just wanted to make this video. This is not paid. It's not sponsored. Osprey doesn't know me from a hole in the wall. I just wanted to say I've already put my name behind Osprey in that previous video, and I don't want to put my name behind Osprey one more time, especially now that they really stepped up and they did the right thing, and they did it with no grief, and they did it within 2 weeks. I'm not saying your experience will be identical, but that's just one more checkbox for me to be able to recommend Osprey, and specifically the Talon 22 for your photography hiking backpack. So if you have any questions about the Osprey pack in general and how I have that all set up, I'm going to link to that video at the end of this one so you can go check it out. Thanks for humoring me. I just want to put some good out on the YouTube. We get a lot of bad news, a lot of complaining. Hey, good job, Osprey. Thank you. Thanks for taking care of me. Thanks for getting me back on the road and getting my camera gear back out into the world. Until next time, I'll see you when I see you. Thanks.